Executive Officer of Kenya Rugby Union, Mr. Thomas Odundo. Karibu sana SportyFM, Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know where to... let's start with the HSB series, the 7 series, because this is what Kenyans are waiting for to watch during the Valentine's weekend.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, on this show,
Yes.
we've coined it to be a Valentine's day out, really.
Okay.
Because if most people always plan to go for the Lovers' Day weekend, let's say Diani, whatever place. But this time round, we're saying it should be a rugby day out.
Okay.
I don't know what's the Kenya Rugby Union doing in preparation for the HSB 7's Division 2 that is going to happen between 14th and 15th February this year.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So the HSBC 7s has been split into 3 divisions.
Yes.
Division 1,
Yeah.
2 and 3. Division 3 is taking place this weekend
Yes.
in Dubai.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So based on that, we're expecting teams to qualify for Division 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There are already 8 teams qualified, 4 men's teams
Yeah.
and 4 women's teams.
Yeah.
Kenya is playing in both sides, men and women.
Yes.
So as you're saying, Valentine's weekend, we're asking the whole country, let's
Yes.
come and show the players some love.
Yeah.
Let's show them what they mean to us,
Mm.
and let's try and push them to glory for the event.
Yeah.
The preparations are underway. The event was awarded to us officially on November 26th.
Yes.
Mhm.
So we really didn't have too much time to actually hit the ground.
Mm.
We had put in the bid much earlier,
Mm.
and we had got tentative feedback at the beginning of November that yes, that we're going to host it, but we could only actually engage full gear once the announcement was done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we really haven't had a break over Christmas because we've been trying to put everything in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key to the event, of course, is having a suitable match venue,
Yeah.
and then with adequate facilities for the team.
Mm.
And then that is why Nyayo National Stadium was selected.
Mm.
Mhm.
In terms of capacity, we felt it was adequate because it's in between, let's say, what we've got at the RFUA ground
Yeah.
and let's say Kasarani Stadium,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
or the new stadium
Yes.
is being built up, and
Talanta.
that is as we try to get more and more people back watching the game of rugby.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And of course, now, as you said, you're in preparations. You're doing a few preparations, and I'm just curious about some of the because you said it's Nyayo National Stadium. It's around 48 around
30.
or 30. Let's say the
30,000.
capacity is around 30, and of course, for it to be a good event, you have to attract.
Yes.
You have to bring in the fans.
Yes.
So I'm very curious just about some of the activities that maybe you are trying to do to make sure that on that day, on that weekend,
Yeah.
that stadium is packed. It brings that atmosphere because, as you said, just to support, of course, our own, but of course, again, to give the world, just to show the world what, of course, Kenya can offer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what the half the planning is done for us already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the teams are coming. We'll have 12 teams.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll have them playing every day from around 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Mm.
Okay.
So on ground entertainment, in stadium entertainment is basically taken care of by the teams which are playing.
Mhm.
Now what we're trying to do is create things around the event,
Mm.
because for instance I've said the games are from 9 till 5 p.m.
Around 5
Yeah.
p.m.
Somebody sitting for all that time is a bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're putting together an entertainment package. We're talking to a sponsor for that. So we'll have an entertainment village, which will have an extensive food court. We're trying to curate the vendors
Yeah.
in such a way that there's a good experience for everybody. So there's something which will appeal to the taste of the different people.
Mm.
In addition to that, we're putting up a kiddie zone, a place
Kids,
where kids can play.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
We're trying to work it a bit better in that maybe the parents don't have to sit with the kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever is manning the kiddie zone will have binders. Your children are tagged and
they're safe.
And
they're safe, and they can be taken care of for half an hour as you do something else.
Yeah.
Or something of the sort.
Yeah.
As much as we're calling it a kiddie zone, it is an entertainment play area, so it'll take care of kids from 6 maybe all the way up to 60, because it will have adult games as well there.
Yeah.
Those who are kids at heart.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this begs the question: what, looking at because the Lionesses and of course the Shujaa are going to be in the Division 2, right? What's the target for both teams?
The target for both teams is to qualify for Division 1.
Yes.
It's a bit of a lengthy process, but we're in it for the long haul. The Division 2 is a series of 3 legs. So we host the first leg.
Yes.
The second leg is in Montevideo, Uruguay.
Yeah.
And then the third leg is in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yes.
At the end of the 3 legs, the top 4 teams will join the teams in Division 1 into a championship playoff. So there'll be a 3-leg series which has 12 teams. So 8 in Division 1 and 4 from Division 2. At the end of that championship series, they'll divide them again into 8 and 4. So 8 now will be Division 1 and 4 Division 2. So our target is to get into that championship and fight to be in the top 8. And that is the target for both teams.
Yes, and of course, this is sort of a new format that was introduced by World Rugby. And remember, it sort of affected Kenya. Kenya was, I think we finished 9th, and then we were relegated because of that, because of the new format.
Yes.
I would just love to hear your thoughts about the new format of World Rugby, and generally sevens in the world, as the world is continuing to evolve and improve. What do you think? Because we've seen a lot of teams are struggling with the sevens. Some countries have scrapped off their sevens team. They're trying to be just on the 15s. So I don't know what are your thoughts on that.
It is interesting. We said the game of sevens changed in 2015 when it became an Olympic sport. So what it becoming an Olympic sport, it appealed to a broader range of athletes. There are people who maybe would not get to the World Cup in a 15-a-side team.
Yes.
But the Olympics gave them a target to qualify, play in the Olympics and win a medal. What that did in effect is it made the sevens game much more competitive, because more countries were interested in playing sevens. And they were able to get funding for their programs through the Olympic funding and government funding as well for the same. Now, moving forward 9 years later, I think what World Rugby has been struggling to sustain an expanded how do I put it, 7 series, because as you say, initially it was 16 and then 12 and then now 8. So it has kept reducing. Managing a sevens program is quite costly. The people who succeed in sevens have a full-time sevens program. So that means you've got players contracted, they're training year round, and you've got to provide for them year round. Now, if you're not in meaningful competition, then it becomes extremely costly to keep a sevens team training, and that's why you see many countries are changing their models. They're either scrapping it altogether. But even in terms of scrapping it altogether, we still expect them to come back to the Olympic qualifiers when the Olympic qualifiers are held. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for us. Where we see it for us is it's an opportunity for us to be on the global stage. 15-a-side rugby, we're ranked very lowly. We've not been to the World Cup. But when you talk about sevens rugby, everybody knows Kenya sevens. They know our men, and they're getting to know our women as well.
Just before we finish up with the HSBC sevens that is coming up in February, let's talk about, at least remind fans, some rugby fans, about ticketing, how to get the tickets and where. Tickets, we launched our ticket sales just before Christmas. Wanted to catch guys as they went to the break on the 23rd of December. We've got 2 options for ticketing. We've got Tico Hub as our partner. So you can go to Tico Hub website and buy a ticket. We've also onboarded Safaricom M-Pesa as a partner. So on the M-Pesa app, if you go down to entertainment, you'll see the Tico Hub icon, and that takes you straight to purchase tickets for the event. Tickets are structured at early bird, advance, and on the day. We're encouraging people to take advantage of the early bird offers, which is quite attractive. The regular tickets only 300 bob. That is closing very soon, and then we'll move to advance at 500.
If we feel that the stadium we spoke about the capacity, then there may be no tickets available at the gate.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And in terms of just as you mentioned, you have several partners, because to have this big event, you need partners.
Yeah.
At the moment, how is the federation in terms of getting more partnership or more people to come on board to support?
People are extremely excited about the event.
Okay.
So there's many people, like I can't mention them by name, but they really want to be a part of the whole thing.
Okay.
So the biggest support of the event is the government of Kenya through the Ministry of Sport.
Yes.
Because they are the ones who gave us a letter of comfort to World Rugby.
Okay.
to say that yes, as much as these people are trying to raise their own money, we're also giving them money towards the event.
Yeah.
And we actually expect to make some major sponsorships and announcement by Monday, which will be just 4 weeks to the event.
Okay.
Yeah. I just remembered, back to the fan question, because I remember there's an event that was at the RFUA grounds that didn't have a lot of fans. There's another one that was at Nyayo National Stadium, which the Safari 7. We also discussed here, and we agreed that the numbers are not that impressive. And now this is a bigger one, if you ask me. I don't know what you guys are going to do to convince rugby fans and Kenyan fans to come out and attend this one that Lionesses and of course you're just going to be participating in. What are you going to do differently as compared to what you guys did during the Safari Sevens? Because Stadium didn't have really fans.
So step number one, we've made the pricing as attractive as possible. As we said, the early bird is on only 300 shillings for a regular ticket, and that has been ongoing for almost 4 weeks. So we encourage people to really take advantage of that. That's number one. And number two, yes, we also perhaps just need to educate people a bit more on what the game is about and what they're coming to see, and also on their on-ground experience. So that is something we're also taking up very actively from Monday. Just letting people know that this is rugby, this is what happens, and this is what you expect when you come to the ground. And as I said earlier, let's show love to our players. Part of maybe why maybe not that many fans are attracted to the game, maybe it's because they're not sure that they'll get high quality games throughout. But when we talk about top of the world, the other than the top 8, these are the next 6. So we're talking about teams in the top 14 of the world. So that should at least make a statement as to the quality of the games you expect over the 2 days.
Just before Chep you come in, that begs the question then. I could be overthinking really, because when Kenya won the Sevens, that is in Singapore 2016, the Sevens had, we could say, point of attraction. I'm going to watch Colin Sinjera, I'm going to watch Amonde and even Humphrey. I don't know, is it that as it is structured at the moment, we don't have those players that can attract a fan can get out of the house and say, I'm going to watch this player?
I think we do. Part of a big part of that attraction is maybe playing on the global stage, because everybody sees you, everybody knows you. When media does highlights, you feature in the highlights. And that maybe is the opportunity we've not had over the last 5 years or so. Beginning with our first relegation, we didn't really play at the top. And then we've gone back and dropped off a bit. So that recognition maybe is what is missing. We do have players who are very good players. I mean, if we talk about the men, Patrick Odongo is known globally. Kevin Wekesa is known globally. So they really are there, and there are a few others. But I'm mentioning those two because they even get called up to play for international invitational sides. So we actually have them. Maybe you're right. Maybe we need to speak more about them, and we need to just expose them more.
Absolutely.
And I just want to get into now the teams now. I just want to talk about the Lionesses a bit. I think in the last year or 2 years, we've seen the rise of the Lionesses in different tournaments. They've really done the best. They've carried this country a lot. And I'm just wondering what has changed in terms of just maybe the squads, and what of course is the plans of course for women rugby in general as a federation?
For the Lionesses, I'll give all credit to the team themselves and the technical team. They've stayed the course. They've been faithful. They've believed in themselves more than anybody has believed in them. And that is what has caused the shift. If we talk of maybe let's say 2022, the Lionesses came 5th in Africa, in the Africa Sevens,
yes.
Which was really our lowest point, but just that they were able to pick themselves up, and now they're consistently number one, number two in Africa.
Second,
is big. So there is sacrifices they made, and we appreciate those sacrifices. They went for months with no allowances or no pay, but they're still stuck in and they continue to train. Many of them could have given up and then would not really be where we are today. So my call, as Joshua is saying, when we held the Africa Women's, not many people came out to support them. So we need as much support from them for them as much as we also support them, and in terms of funds, in terms of sponsors as well. And everything else.
Absolutely. And talking about women, of course, on the aspect of safeguarding, because I think last year KRU suspended the Lionesses coach, that is Dennis Mwanja. I don't know where we are in terms of the progress, and what measures is the union putting to continue with the safeguarding measures.
I wouldn't talk too much about that specific case, because the process is ongoing. Hopefully it's going to be concluded soon. Measures we're putting in place is more education, letting people know, and also insisting that people take responsibility for whatever actions that they take.
Absolutely.
And of course now it's preparations for of course for the teams, that is the Lionesses, Shujas. I think we've just read that Shujas have
they are in South Africa
for
Shuja in South Africa.
Yes. Can you just give us of course the lowdown about the preparation for the Shujas as well as the Lionesses?
Okay, so the teams have trained actively since the Safari Sevens. There was a very short break for Shuja. They picked up training in November. In fact, they barely rested because we sent a team down to play in the Zambezi Challenge beginning of November. But that we used mainly like the how would I put it, not the regular players, and the aim of that was to try and build our depth and capacity. So they train continuously. The women continue training from Safari Sevens, because they had the Africa Women Sevens in the middle of November. They also just took a short break in December, but leading into December, but back training in December. From the beginning of the year, they've been actively training on our grounds. Part of what we feel is that sometimes, I mean, training against yourself is training against yourself. So there's nothing different that happens. There's nothing new that comes up. So that's when these opportunities came up to get the men's team down South Africa. They'll get an opportunity maybe to train against the South African team and a few other South African teams there as well. There's an opportunity for the women as well to go for a similar engagement in Spain. So they'll be traveling on the 26th of this month, and they'll have a joint camp, so to speak, with Spain and Belgium. Spain and Belgium will be back in Nairobi on the 14th of February. So, so it's a good opportunity for them to see what progress they've made.
Absolutely. Still with just before we forget, we leave the women rugby. You were once a coach, now you're in the management side. You once sat on the technical bench. Right now you're sitting and making decisions, making sure that things run well. What are those barriers that you see still affect women sports, and also in this case rugby?
We need more women playing the game. From an early level. Which is happening because the schools have taken up the rugby curriculum for both boys and girls. And then what we need more than ever is more coaches coaching players at that early level, and that is going to be a struggle. There's been an explosion as as we say, of girls playing rugby.
Yes.
But we're not sure of what coaching they're getting
Yeah.
at that level. And then with that explosion,
Yeah.
there's no uptake for them at senior levels.
Yeah.
We've got very few girls clubs at senior level. How we're trying to mitigate that challenge is possibly encourage universities to actively play rugby. They've taken up rugby
Yeah.
under the Kenya University Sports Association.
Yeah.
There is women's rugby,
Mm.
but if it's only at university level, you leave out maybe many good players who don't make it
Yeah.
to university, and
Yeah.
and they then don't get an outlet.
Yeah.
My appeal is the same. The people who support men's clubs also try and support our women's wing as well
Yeah.
into the game, and the game will grow.
Mm.
We've shown the potential we have,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but that takes consistency and repetition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
And numbers.
And
Yeah.
Because when I'll tell you, our national team, if we lose 3 or 4 players, we usually struggle. So in case you get an injury to a key player,
Yeah.
then the game becomes much harder, because we've not built enough depth coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and just speaking of new ideas and new structures, from just recently, there's a proposal, of course, just to change sort of the format of the Kenya Cup. That is now where the teams will be divided into 2. That is tier 1, tier 2, and then of course there'll be relegation, promotion, and all that. So there's been sort of there are those who are for this, from the fans' perspective. There are those who are for. There are those who are really against it. Maybe just you can give us a breakdown of the thought process behind it,
Yeah.
and maybe why we would want to introduce this type of format.
As it relates to the women's game.
Kenya Cup.
The gender for the men's.
Okay. The men's, those are conversations which are being had.
Okay.
We've not had any of official the discussions on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's a challenge with as you said, the teams at the top are too far ahead of the ones at the bottom, and how it can be bridged.
Yeah.
To some people it's a money issue, which might be true, but is it also a skills and a training issue? What maybe is clear is that the teams at the top are spending more time on training than the teams at the bottom, and hence the big gap. So that split conversation has not really happened, but the league structure is always under review. Yeah, so post the league, like now we've just started the league. I think we're on week 5 or week 6, so we still have almost 10 weeks to go. So that conversation will be had at a post-season review.
Yeah. In fact, in regards to that, I think I saw a message here from our listener. I think it's called Philip Kinya. Amesema, a question to Dundo: this gulf in quality in Kenya Cup, and it keeps on growing by seasons, and Kenya Cup is on its knees about funds. What is KRU doing on both matters? The world is moving with 15s away from 7s, the way Chep was talking about.
So it's an interesting question. It's not 100% in our hands.
Yeah.
But yes, there are conversations going on around that.
Yeah.
Part of what I mentioned, it being a resource issue, maybe can be mitigated by having a league sponsor, which might bring in some equalization, some level of equalization. So those conversations are ongoing, because then we can equip the lower clubs maybe to attract and retain equally good players. So that is a conversation which is ongoing. It is it does appear to be growing. Yeah. But the teams at the top, I think, are getting more evenly matched. So I think it's just a matter of trying to get the ones at the bottom.
And I think it's not only a rugby problem, really, because I think even in football, the rich clubs continue getting rich and still keep on winning. Yeah. Yet the ones we call timu ndogo ndogo keep on struggling and always go for relegation, if I'm not wrong. So
if you check the teams at the top, maybe are the owned teams. The ones owned by corporates.
Corporate teams.
the listener is talking about funds.
Yeah.
Funds also get attracted to the top, because that's another way we try to encourage people to support your local team.
Yeah.
To support the team which is near you.
Yeah.
Maybe a team where your brother plays for, your sister plays for, and build the fan base around that, and that maybe is what can attract sponsors as well, because sponsors like seeing people on the ground and seeing numbers. And so the way to do that maybe is to grow it from club level, and as we go up.
Yes.
Yes.
And maybe just on matters growth and development, in terms I just want to talk about rugby in terms of grassroots, maybe grassroots rugby, and maybe creating sort of a pipeline of players, because I think it's something maybe we struggled with when we had that very successful sevens team. Eventually the team evolved, players retired, players moved on, and for me personally, I usually think that maybe we didn't prepare in terms of these players will eventually leave, who are going to take those positions, so creating that pipeline. So I'm just curious about, of course, the plans as the union in terms of just talent and just that creating a pipeline of players, both for women and for men as well.
Okay, so what you're talking about is a global problem. The very few people are actually able to maintain continuity for a prolonged period. Simply because of that, you lose players, you don't get the right quality coming up at the right time. What we're actively doing at the moment is we're getting a system in place where we're identifying the talent as young as possible. It needs to be resource backed. So we've not gone very young. As I said, rugby is being played in primary school, in JSS, and they have active competitions. So what we've got is, through maybe our regional development officers, we've got scouts who are going out and they're picking players at those games, and we're developing what we call a depth chart. So currently our depth chart is at under 16 and under 18 level. What then you have is names attached to a rugby position, which is four levels deep. And that is how we're hoping to now create a path. So if we have that depth chart at under 16, under 18, then we maintain it at national team level. Then it's easy to say that we're lacking people in this position, and then we start looking. There's also a challenge in getting an outlet for the players. So, like for instance, we say we've done an under 16 selection. What next? So those are some of the things which we're trying to work out. Maybe get a competition for a national under 16 team. It's always good to aspire towards something, and be the pinnacle of the whole process.
You've said it has to be resourced backed, and I'm wondering, as where you sit as the CEO, and even as you sit as Kenya Rugby Union, and you're trying to talk to potential sponsors, potential partners, as you try to woo them and come and support the rugby general in Kenya, what are they telling you? Are they telling you, because this is something that other sports are really struggling with, to get sponsors and come in and support the different sports, so football and the rest? What are sponsors telling you?
It's interesting, because what we face, to use a cliche, it's chicken and egg. If you go and tell a sponsor, I want to do this, he's not sure you're going to do it. So he wants something you're already doing. He wants to see it. He wants to see
a proven concept.
And that's why I'm saying it's a problem of resource. I'll give you an example. We tried to hold a national under 18 competition. It was called the Prescott Cup, and we took it to partners, and they said yes, we want to see it happening. We're keen for it to happen. We did it with whatever resources we had. But now this year, you see the conversations have opened out again, because we've done it. They can see it, and they're keen to support it. So you're right. It's difficult. Most times I say if you say you want to, you don't get the response you like. But if it's happening and people can see it, it's much easier.
And do you think it's a good thing, really, for me to see first what you're doing, so that I come and pump in my money? Because yesterday we sat here with David Munya, and he was in the same situation. He went, knocked doors, and they didn't know what that is all about until when he went there, won one game, and everybody was like, okay, now we know. Do you think it's a good practice, really?
I see it from the side of the corporate.
Yes,
because you're asking for money, and he's wondering what he's going to get in return. These days, it's really very difficult for to get money, let's say, as CSR. So and the amount of money you need to compete effectively is not, let's say, CSR level. So I see it in entirely from their end. When you say is it fair, I'll say it's understandable.
It's by the way that's
we understand.
It's understandable. And something else, of course, now we are in the new year, that is now 2026. What does the calendar look, of course, for rugby, for Kenya, of course, for our own, for the league, and of course for the national teams? What does 2026 look like?
You're talking about sponsors. We're talking to a potential sponsor. You're a media house as well, so this is something which would interest you. Kenya Rugby plays rugby from January till the end of the year. There's a rugby activity going on every month, maybe except September. That's the quietest month. So right now we've got our leagues going, which started in November. We've got Kenya Cup, both men and women. We've got our Enterprise Cup. The Enterprise Cup is a knockout competition. This time we've been able to convince Uganda to play the Enterprise Cup with us. That's how it used to be in the past. It was an East African competition. So from the quarter-final stage, you'll have 4 Kenyan clubs and 4 Ugandan clubs playing the Enterprise Cup. That goes on until April, May. After May, we break for the international season. International women's and men's. That's between May all the way up to July. And then we'll have our local 7 circuit from July up to September. In terms of in international events, we are planning to host 3 international events this year. I'll just add the actually 4. I'll add the HSBC 7s next month. We shall host the Africa Women's 15s competition in May. We shall host the Safari 7s again in October, and the Africa Women's 7s in November. The same event we hosted
last year. Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. Kenya, we are living in a devolved system, and this has kind of I've been asking myself, where you sit as the CEO, what do you think is the role of the counties to help you guys grow this sport? Because if this sport grows from Mashinani, then it is from Mashinani where we'll get top players to come and play for the national teams, Lionesses, and of course Shuja. What do you think is the role of the county in terms of kusaidia rugby to grow?
The Sports Act 2013 recognizes the formation of sports associations at county level. So that is something we'd like to encourage. Many of the big teams we hear about in Europe and elsewhere, they actually own other teams. So you'll know of football, I think, like Barcelona. But you'll find they've got a basketball team. And they've got maybe a rugby team and all that. And I believe that the counties have that ability. They can provide grounds for sports to excel. So it's a multi-sport ground where you'll have football, rugby, basketball, volleyball, and everybody plays there. And then they can actively provide support for those teams even to compete in our leagues. I think if you talk about resources available to clubs, I mean at county level, I'm sure it's much higher than what some of the corporates we're talking about are putting into sport.
I think we can end it there. But before we do, I think just give a rugby lover, rugby fan, some words of encouragement, more so rally them for this event that is coming up on 14th and 15th next month, the Lovers Day edition of HSBC 7's Division 2. Just talk to them, rally them to come, because hata sisi we've been saying it here. Kujeni. Siku hii weekendi hakuna kwenda siji wapi. Hata chef nilishakwambia mipango yote ya 14th and 15th.
Yeah, I told you I'm going
ni
for
Nyayo National Stadium.
I'm going for rugby. I told you from day one. Yeah, so that make that rally call of
yes.
Just remind our fans where they can get their tickets.
Yeah.
And also just tell them the venue.
Okay.
Yes, just rally them to come and support. Yeah.
Okay. As part was marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Which we'll launch next week. We're encouraging group purchases. So we want you to come with your friends. Don't come alone. Come with your family. Come with your friends. In terms of entertainment, as I've said, the best rugby sevens in Africa basically will be on the pitch. You've got teams from all over the world. You've got teams from as far as Argentina and Samoa. So that's basically the whole world. So the rugby entertainment is there.
Yeah.
The village setup will be good. That I can assure you. And we will definitely enhance security and everything on the ground and make sure that there's good facilities for people.
Yeah.
I'd like people to come out and support the teams. We always play best with the
fans.
us.
Yeah.
Part of what the world wants to see is when there are 300 Kenyan fans in a stadium, the stadium is alive, so they want to see a few thousand Kenyan fans and just bring the game to life. So it'll be a party. Encourage people to come. Tickets, TicoHub.com or M-Pesa app. Go scroll down to entertainment. You'll see Tico Hub there, and you can purchase your tickets.
Brilliant.
Absolutely. Of course, that event is taking place in Nairobi on 14th, 15th February 2026. Of course, as Odundo has mentioned, we have countries like Kenya, of course, Kenya, USA, Germany, Uruguay, and of course, top two from that is Division 3 will be joining them. Of course, alisema Division 3, the event is happening
in
this weekend. This weekend. Thank you so much, Bwana CEO Thomas Odundo.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, and we wish you all the best. And we wish the national teams Pia all the best as they prepare to represent the country in the different events that are coming up this year in rugby. It's now 42 minutes after 12 noon. Of course, we've been speaking to Thomas Odundo, the CEO of Kenya Rugby Union, just to letting us know everything that's happening in the world of rugby locally, and of course what they're doing to make sure that rugby gets back its mojo that it used to have. Kwanza mimi bado nakumbuka na 2016 when Kenya won the 7th in Singapore. Will we ever have that again? Ndio hiyo raha irudi tena. We'll wait and see.